Wanna play?
Here's Johnny!
I need a bigger boat.
What's your favorite scary movie?
We have such sights to show you.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Wanna Play. My name is James McKenna, and today we're going to be doing another top 10 list. And today's top 10 list is going to be on the top 10 horror movie YouTube channels. Now this isn't like horror shorts or anything like that. This isn't like actual like movie channels. Like for example, Crypt TV isn't going to be on this list. This is like YouTubers kind of like me that kind of stand in front of the camera and just talk about their opinions on horror. You know what a freaking horror YouTuber is. You're literally watching one right now. Obviously, I'm not going to be on this list because that would be a little egotistical, wouldn't it? But there are going to be a lot of familiar faces, and there's going to be a lot of ones that I'd say you probably don't know about that I would recommend. So, without any further ado, these are my top 10 favorite horror YouTubers, so let's get straight into it. So coming in at number 10 is going to be Foundflix. Now the reason that he's at number 10 is because I don't really find myself watching him that often, but I can see how people are entertained. They do love him, and I honestly really do find enjoyment out of his channel. That's why he made it on the list. Now he's famous for his ending explained videos where he, explains the ending of horror movies, whether it's mainstream horror movies or lesser known horror movies. If you're confused by an ending, just go to his channel and he'll explain it for you. He's very entertaining, he's got a good personality, and he's fun to watch. Like you can tell that he knows like what he's talking about. You can tell that he knows the ending that he's explaining. So yeah, Foundflix comes in at number 10. And at number 9 is going to be Drumdums. Once again, one that I don't watch all the time, but he is very entertaining once again. You can tell, as I said with Foundflix, that he just knows what he's talking about. He's seen a lot of horror movies and you can tell. And if it wasn't for him, there's a lot of movies that I wouldn't have seen. Like there's a lot of movies that he's reviewed or talked about on his top 10 lists that I wouldn't have seen before, but now I have. The Burning being one of them. Like that's one of my favorite slashers, and he was kind of the one who recommended it to me. And also he's famous kind of for his top 10s. He's done so many entertaining top 10s. Like he's kind of the top 10 guy when it comes to horror movies channels on YouTube, and he's just very entertaining, as I said with Foundflix, and as I'm probably gonna find myself saying with all of the other ones. So Drumdums comes in at number 9. And in at number 8 is going to be CZs World. So CZs World does kind of like explanations and history of horror movies and like franchises. Not horror movies as a whole, but he does like the history of Final Destination or history of The Purge. It's very entertaining. Like there's a lot of movie channels like that on YouTube where it's like, if it wasn't for this, then this would have happened, and like just the history of these movies and franchises. And he's the only one that really does horror. Like there's ones that do fantasy or other movies, but CZ's World is known for his horror kind of timeline videos, and once again, he's very entertaining. He also does some explained videos, and he's just a fun YouTuber to watch, and he comes in at number 8. And at number 7 is going to be Slash and Cast. So Slash and Cast is known for their Friday the 13th, the game gameplays. Like they do a lot of horror gameplay videos, but they're also very entertaining when it comes to like movie reviews, movie news, movie rankings. They're entertaining like that too. They have a very wide range of horror content on their channel, and it's just another fun one to watch. Like he's very chill and he's very calm and he knows what he's talking about. He's not like over the top, this big presentation. He's just chill. He's one of those YouTubers who could just be anybody's friend. He's just a nice guy, you can tell. He's a nice guy to watch. And I'm gonna say this for everybody now, he's very entertaining. And he comes in at number 7. At number 6 is the dark horse of this list. That's the Horror Man. I believe he has 2,000 subscribers or something like that. But this is a guy who you can tell has seen like the most horror movies. He knows about them all, and he has just this deep knowledge of everything. Like, all of his videos have just some of the most obscure horror movies. Like, he reviews all of the really obscure ones along with the really famous ones, and he probably has the biggest knowledge of horror. And he's also just a very chill guy. Like, his channel is a very calm one. Like, I don't know if you have a headache or something, but you want to still listen to somebody talk about horror, he's the guy to go. And he's probably the YouTube channel that has that I guess I've seen the most horror movies that he's recommended, like Madman and The Rise of Leslie Vernon, 2 of my all-time favorite horror movies I watched because of his recommendation. And you can just tell what he's talking about. He talks about every single horror movie. He probably has the biggest horror Blu-ray, DVD, VHS collection. Like, he has so much and he knows so much, and he's honestly really entertaining and probably the least known, at least to fans of my channel, so I really recommend him. He's really entertaining. And at number 5, and trust me, this isn't just because we're friends and he's a friend of the channel, it's because I genuinely enjoy his content, and he's a very underrated YouTuber, and that's This Is My Design. He's not only just a nice guy, but his content is really good. It's really entertaining. He talks about a lot of, he does a lot of like figure and prop reviews, which are always entertaining. He does some rankings, some movie reviews at times, and he's entertaining to watch. Like, he's kind of different from the rest of them. Like, he's chill while putting on like a good presentation, and once again you can just tell that he knows what he's talking about. And I think he deserves a spot on this list, not just because he's my friend, but because he has good content on his channel. That's why I wanted to collab with him in the first place, because I know that he has good content and I know that he's going to continue to grow. So This Is My Design comes in at number 5. At number 4 is Cody Leech. Now, Cody Leech is kind of like, when I want to watch a YouTube video about horror, he's the way to go. Like, he has all of the series is combined. Like, he does rankings, reviews, news, all of that are on his channel, and he's very entertaining. He talks about, I feel like, a little bit less obscure movies, so like you have a better understanding of all the movies that he talks about when you're watching his videos. And he's another one that's just really entertaining. He's one of the ones that I watch the most, maybe the one that I watch the most, and he's very entertaining. A lot of stuff, a lot of his opinions I agree with, and he's a very entertaining and agreeable YouTuber who doesn't stray into too much obscurity where it becomes less entertaining to watch. So number 4 has to be Cody Leech. Coming in at number 3 is Rob Aeger. Now, Rob Aeger is known for his theories, and honestly, there's some good theories. Like, he does some deep dives into like the bigger meanings of horror movies, whether it be the Blair Witch Project, The Exorcist, anything like that. But he's probably most well known for his Shining theories, and he's well known for his Shining theories because they're actually legitimate good theories. Like, there are multiple times where I've watched his Shining videos on theories and just have my mind completely blown because of how real they are. He's very entertaining, he's very calm, you know what he's talking about, and he's he's mind-blowing when it comes to these insane theories that he talks about. Like, seriously, if you're a fan of The Shining and you don't really believe in theories, but I guess you kind of want some, or you kind of want more Shining content, I guess, then go over to his channel. He knows what he's talking about. He's very entertaining, and he's probably the smartest on this list. He probably does the most research on this list for all of the videos that he talks about. And I think because of those reasons, he deserves a spot on this list. It's not all horror on his channel, but most of it, I'd say the overwhelming majority is, and he definitely deserves a spot on my list. Coming in at number 2, probably the most entertaining out of all of them, the funniest probably as well, that's Dave Mcrae. Dave Mcrae doesn't do all sorts of horror. Like, he does some videos on Scream, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street here and there, but he's most well known by far for his Halloween videos, and he's really funny, and he's really agreeable. Like, he knows what he's talking about when he says the first 2 Halloweens are really the only Halloweens, and then it just gets progressively worse and worse from there. Something that I can agree on. He hates Halloween 5 as much as I do, which is fun, and he's so funny and entertaining. He's a voice actor in real life, and he kind of brings that in to his YouTube channel, and he's just so funny when he just goes off on tangents about how bad Halloween 5 is, or how dumb Halloween Resurrection is. And it's just, you agree with every point that he makes, and he's very entertaining to watch. Probably the most, as I said, the most entertaining to watch, and I strongly recommend you check his channel out, because I do think that he's pretty underrated. He does Mcrae Live, which is honestly, it's a fun podcast to listen to. Like, it's probably the one that I listen to the most out of horror podcasts, at least. He's just really entertaining to watch. He's funny, and he knows a lot about the Halloween franchise, and he'll teach you a lot too. So coming in at number 2 is got to be Dave Mcrae. But before we get to our number 1 pick, this one's for you, Give It the Great. I gotta give an honorable mention shout out to Kill Count Blake, the kid with 11 subscribers who films kill counts on his TV and posts it to his YouTube channel. Wow, it's some very entertaining and original content. Okay, yeah, no, number 1 is Dead Meat. It's gotta be. Although, I'd say probably he's not the one that I watch the most anymore. If it wasn't for him, all of this stuff wouldn't be here. It was him that really introduced me into the world of horror, and my whole channel is based off of his. Like, literally my older videos, my older walkthroughs, like on the Child's Play franchise, are literally just kill counts, but without counting the kills. Like, he's so entertaining, and he probably spends the most time on his videos too. Like, every single one of his videos are pretty much perfect, and he's also one that you can agree the most on with. Like, I'd say of all of these YouTubers that I've talked about, he's made the most points in his videos that I'm like, yeah, that's true. Maybe that's just me, but I mean, come on, it's Dead Meat. He's the king of YouTube. I have this poster back here of his $60 DVD that I bought, and it came only a couple days before they added it to Shudder. So was it a waste of money? Maybe, but come on. Like, he's the king of horror on YouTube. He's the only real, like, YouTuber. Like, when you think of, like, YouTubers, Dead Meat usually, at least for me, comes to mind. Like, he does a lot of those interviews and stuff. Like, he's the most, like, he's the king of horror on YouTube. He's the king of horror on YouTube by far. And you try telling me that he's not number 1 after looking at all this, and after looking at all of my old videos and all my new videos too. He's gotta be number 1. He's the king. Thanks for watching my ranking on the top 10 horror YouTubers. Now let me know what you would rank your top 10 horror YouTubers in the comments below. Next week we got ourselves a Saw ranking, and I don't know if there's gonna be a video on Sunday because Jesus. because I've seen freaking 237 horror movies, and I'm going to rank every single freaking one of them. Wow, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be fun for you to watch, but yeah, that's going to take some time. So, guaranteed there is going to be a Saw ranking up next week. As I said, let me know your top 10 horror YouTubers in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and good night.